Welcome to our business study class for today. We are entering your Jss3 curriculum. We are done with your Jss1, your Jss2 curriculum. So welcome on board to your Jss3 curriculum. If you want these videos for your Jss1 and Jss2 and you want them to be in just one folder for you, you can head over to classonlineschool.com. You're going to get them for a token. But if you feel you can navigate through the channel, they are all in the channel. Go through the channel, you will see them there. So welcome to our class for today. If you have questions on your previous classes, Jss1, Jss2, please ask your question. You can ask it below the video, or you can come here and ask your question. Whichever way, this is our point of interaction, the comment box. It's not a monologue class, it's a dialogue class between you and I. And we'll go to the box below to dialogue together. If you have not subscribed and you like what we do here, please consider subscribing to our channel. If you are returning subscribers, thank you for always dropping by. Thank you very much for being part of this class. So we are taking office procedure. In our previous class, the last class we concluded with Jss2, we talk about short forms, consonant signs, and the like of it. Today, we are going to take office procedure. Every business has its own procedure. Every organization has their own procedure. So there is no singular definition to office procedure. It depends on the organization you run, and it depends on the procedure you are willing to run. Every business, every organization have laid down procedure they have put in place for the organization to run smoothly. So procedure in office has to do with lay down rules on how things, matters are to be carried out in an organization. It can be ways or orderly ways of doing things in an organization. Remember, office practice has to do with the daily routine of doing things that occur in the office. So office procedure has to do with the orderly way an organization have laid down rules to carry out their day-to-day running of an organization. So the procedure that business A will take will not be the same procedure that business B will take. Each business has their own different procedures. It is a rule usually that is carried out or that is used to carry out activities that occur in the business. So, since we know every organization has their own procedure, your organization may have its own procedure. My organization may have their own procedure. Organization C might have their own procedure. So it depends on what works for you. It depends on what is attainable to you. And it is not rigid, it is flexible. If you see that procedure A is not working well, you can adjust, adapt to new changes. So that is office procedure. It is a systematic way of doing things. It is the laid down rules of carrying out activities in the business or in the organization. That's for our first objective, because in our class for today, we are covering 3 objectives. What is office procedure? Importance of office procedure. Procedure for making payments. So we've seen that procedure does not have a laid down definition or a laid down explanation. It depends on how you want to put it. But know that it has to do with rules, regulation, systematic way of doing things in the organization to make the organization run smooth and run better. Now the second one is, why is office procedure important in an organization? Why is it important in an organization? Since we know that every organization has their own procedure, why do we see different ways of doing things in the organization as very important to the business? One way is it helps in smooth running of the business. If a laid down rule is put in place, the organization will run smoothly. Because if I come to work today and I don't know that I'm going to put in this file, I'm going to mail out this message back, I'm going to attend to customer care, I'm going to do this, you come to the office and you are confused on where to start from. But when you have rules, you come to the office, this is what you're going to do first, this is what you're going to do next, this is what you're going to do. Every department knows their duties. You get to the office and you get to work. No time wasting. Everything runs smoothly and according to a plan and rules. The second one, it helps work to be done fast. Because these are procedural way of doing things, work are done faster. You're not going to start looking for what to do. You already have your daily routine. You already have the organizational routine. You already have the procedure of things to be done. And so as you get to work, you go directly to what you're going to do. It is 18th of the month and you are in account department. You are writing voucher for the next month for salary of the of staffs. You don't get to work and start gallivanting. You just get straight to work and know that, yes, I want to prepare voucher. You want to raise claim for staffs. You get to work. You have seen a number of files on your table and you are raising claim for them. You are doing that immediately. You're going to run an impress system, not enough cash on hand, and you're going straight to the bank and you see what is happening in the organization. You are heading straight to the bank as you get to work, so work moves smoothly. Minimize fraud. Minimize fraud. Since the organizational procedure has to do with documentation of everything that comes into the company, the accounting section, sales section, and whichever section, administrative section, everything is documented. The number of production or the number of produce that is carried out, that is done, it's already there. So you just go straight to it. The procedural way of doing things and documentation that is carried out in the organization reduces fraud, because each department knows what to do. The production department produces, they document, the sales department does their own, accounting department does their own. So everything is documented. It's not as if they are going to eradicate fraud for those who have fraudulent hearts, but it's going to minimize to an extent that the fraudulent activity that will occur will be reduced. Okay, the fourth one is all departments know what to do. I told you that procedure, office procedure, has to do with rules, regulation, things you are supposed to do, routines that are supposed to be carried out in the organization. So every department know what to do at a particular point in time. And so all of them have their laid down rules to carry out. They know what they are supposed to do. The fifth one, it makes training on the job easy. Why? Something you do on a daily basis. If you have to train somebody on the job, it's going to be easy because it has become part of your routine, part of your life. You do it every day. It makes for specialization. It makes for competency because it's a consistent effort. So something you do on a daily basis, you get better at it. And if you're going to train somebody on it, you're going to train the person very well because you are good at what you do. And it is everyday job. Everyday job, I mean, every day you come to work, you do such things on a daily basis. Unless days that are weekend and public holiday, you are not supposed to be at work. Alright, we've seen that it makes training on the job very easy. Then, number 6 one, reduces error in performance. If I give you procedure of carrying out a job and tell you the step by step on how to do the job, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, till the finishing point, it's easier for you not to make error than for you to be doing try and error. You do step 1 and you run down to step 5. No. So because it is procedural way of doing things, it is laid down rules. It has its own step of doing it. Errors are minimized. You are not going to make so many errors. Unlike somebody who is doing try and error. You have procedure on what to do and how to follow. And when you follow it exactly the way it's laid down, you are going to come out with the desired outcome. And then the last, which is the 7th point, is it reduces overall cost of expenditure. When you do try and error, you may spend more time, more money, more manpower. But if you follow procedure, you're not going to incur more costs, because the ones that will be wasted will not be there. You're following procedure, so wastage is reduced to its minimum. Time wasting is reduced to its minimum because you are following procedure. Manpower manpower usage is going to be less because you know procedure to follow. So this is objective number 2, importance of office procedure. And these procedures are good. Help to smooth everyday running of the business, help to make work fast, minimize fraud, all departments know what to do, makes on-the-job training very easy, reduce error in performance, and then reduces cost of expenditure of any type. So now let's look at the third objective, which is procedure for making payments. In an organization or in our businesses, we use different forms or different ways in making our payments. I'm going to talk about 5 ways of making payments. There are a lot of ways you can make payments. A number of ways you can make payments that is not listed in these 5. But I'm listing 5. Give me more ways of making payments in business below the comment box. You can add your own 5 to make it 10, but I'm deliberating on 5 in this class. 1 is cash. You want to carry out a transaction. Depending on the amount required, you can use cash to make payments. And then the transaction can be done there and there. So cash transaction is a form of payment. You came to buy some stocks in the business and they are not much, few stocks, you can make payments. But when it requires big payments, millions of naira, thousands of naira, you might not be able to carry cash because of the risk involved in holding on to cash. You might use other methods. Now let's go to method number 2, check. We'll have cross check and we'll have open check. You can issue an individual or an organization any type of this check. You see it? Cross check is you are cashing this money into your personal account. That means the person holding the check have to tender the check on the counter and they are going to make payment to his account. Open check, you can cash the money over the counter. So most times organizations prefer the cross check so that it can be paid into your account and any fraudulent activity can be monitored. But whichever one you intend to use for payment, you can use both the open and the cross check. Then we'll have what we call automated teller machine, which is the ATM we commonly have in strategic points. There's some are found in big business areas. Some are found in banks. It's just for you to use your debit card to go collect money or make transfer. Use your debit card to go transfer money to your customer. So it depends. It depends on the transaction you want to make. So even if you don't go to the open banking floor, you can just walk into an ATM machine, transfer money to your customer or withdraw money for your customer. So the automated teller machine helps in making payments. Then we'll have the POS, the point of sale machine. That can be held in different business centers. What I mean, centers, organizations. An organization can have their POS terminal, which is point of sale terminal, whereby you can use either your MasterCard, your Visa card, whichever card, your payer card, to make payments. You just insert it, pay them via that avenue, and then business is transacted. Remember, there is a difference between the ATM machine and the POS. The ATM machine is bigger. The POS is a small terminal that are held in different businesses. These days it has become a small business for people who open shops and use them as a mini bank for them. But in business you can use it to make payments to your customer. Then we'll have bank transfer. The world has become a global village that all the banks are interrelated. I can walk into any bank and make payments to any other bank. I can be a Zenith customer and then just go there, transfer money to a first bank customer. So the bank cut across each other. You can be in your bank and make payments to another bank, and your customer who holds another bank can receive his money there or her money there. So bank transfer, you can wire it to anywhere. We have another one, bank draft. We have another one, digital money, cryptocurrency, and many others. That's why I said the list is not exhausted, but I discussed 5 and I've given you 2 as an extra bonus to this class. Bank draft, cryptocurrency, which is digital money. You can use that. And any other form of money you think can be used. Give me a comment below the comment box. Tell me more. I want to hear from you, my students. I want to interact with you. I want to see how you are following the class. Whether you are flowing with me, you are getting what I'm saying, you have questions, let us go below and comment. It's my pleasure having you on this class. Remember, I told you this is the beginning of Jss3 class. We've taken Js1, Js2, and this is Jss3. So you can navigate through the channel and see all the classes. You can equally head on to classonlineschool.com and get Jss1, Jss2 classes for business study. As always, it's my pleasure having you as my community, and it's my pleasure always being here. Until I come your way next class, we will still take office procedure, part 2 of office procedure. So thank you for dropping by. Thank you for being a community.